皆さんこんにちは。カノンチャンネルのせーの
せーの。
カノンです。エミリです。
アミラテ
Nice to meet you.
You too. I'm so excited
Nice
to
to
meet
meet
you
you.
finally.
Oh, how did you meet guys together?
We met at university when we were both studying in America.
I thought you two met the university where you go now, where she goes now.
3 years ago, we were roommates at university when Emily was on exchange.
Are you from here or
I'm from Colombia. I'm a bit new here.
do you find any culture shocks?
Well, there are some things that I'm not used to. So, for example, getting places on time. I'm really bad at being on time, but I feel like really comfortable. I think London is very welcoming. Like I'm in the right place.
Great! How are you, Emily? Recently you started going to the university.
I actually wanted to show you my work. Colombia. Banana sticker on it too. Maybe we should take that off. This is when I should have been listening in class, which I do. I am working hard, it's just sometimes. That was in media law and ethics, and I find that one hard to listen and focus on.
You are an artist.
You know what? I actually started doing this doodle because I remember growing up in school and my best friend would do these little doodles like that in the corner of her page, and I was always so jealous. I was thinking, you know, one day I'm gonna be able to do it, and a decade later, 10 years later, I have achieved.
Never give up.
Never
It's the
give
one
up.
thing.
Never give up. Pursue
Yes.
your dreams. You will get there eventually.
So today, what I would like to discuss about is
Oh no.
two things. What image do you have about Japanese? And second is, would you like to start dating with Japanese boy?
Ooh.
Oh, would you like to be their girlfriend or not? Yeah? From you.
From me. Okay, so my impression of Japanese people: very punctual,
Okay.
very punctual, very busy, work ridiculously hard, and it just makes me think of Spirited Away. And then she's running through in Chihiro, and she's like, "Ogatu, ogatu." I can't remember what she says. Like, "Mummy, daddy." She's like, "Ogatu."
Okasa-san, otou-san.
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
Ogasa. Chihiro, and then like Sen. I used to have such a crush on Haku.
Ah.
I remember how you.
The Japanese friends I had, they all knew all of these origami, and they were very like community oriented. So on the weekends they would all go to these workshops and learn new things and like gather with their Japanese community. So I always thought that was very cool, that even though they were so far away from Japan, they still like really kept their culture, like big family, big community.
So you said you know about the culture, Japanese culture of like origami or such stuff, right?
Yeah.
Would you like to try doing it?
Oh yeah.
Just really quick.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to teach you is a cup. How to make a cup. Fold the paper like this.
Classy.
You pick paper like this, and it's a cup.
Oh, that was easy.
So is that what if you had a bit of paper?
Yeah.
And you didn't have any way of drinking?
Then you can use
How
use it.
successful?
Should we try?
Yeah, please. Just in case, try.
Try hers.
Yeah.
Drink up. It's working!
So the second question will be, like I said, would you like to start dating with a Japanese boy?
Yeah. Bring it on.
Yeah.
I'm single, so
I don't know a lot of Japanese people
No,
in
I don't
general, so
know.
it's also hard to point at something that I say like, oh, I like this or I don't like this, because I don't know enough. So maybe if you went to Japan and like spend time there, you could be like, oh, I don't like this particular thing about this culture that I think would be hard for me to date someone. So for example, we were talking with Emily and I was saying in Colombia it's really important to dance, to know how to dance. So I was saying like, for me, it'd be really important that if I eventually, like, I don't know, married someone or something, it'd be really important for me to dance. So that's like one cultural thing, but it's not specifically from a nationality.
What kind of dance do they need to know?
Well, in Colombia you dance salsa, merengue, bachata, reggaeton, like every single social thing has to do with music and dancing.
I'm so jealous of that.
Like for example, here everyone goes to the pub all the time. In Colombia, for example, see, when you're growing up, when you're 15, when you start going out, it's dancing. So it's hard to go out and with your friends and stuff if you don't like to dance.
Oh my gosh! When going to school in Colombia, is there any other class for how to dance salsa. Really? Like in a PE class or?
We have dance classes. So we have PE, you have like art, music, and dance.
Is there any dancing in Japan?
The most popular traditional Japanese dance is Nihonbuyo. It's something that you have sense, I don't know how to say in English, but like a fan. But like portable fan, and you dance like this. When I was in America, I often heard the rumors about the Japanese boys. I don't know whether it's truth or not, but American people tend not to like the Japanese people because the height is not so tall.
Especially in the US, I've heard a lot about that, and people saying like, oh, if a man is shorter than, I don't know, like 180, then they're not a man. What does that even mean? But yeah, I've heard that like height standard. But in Colombia, it is a big thing. Like when girls have, cause it's funny because men in Colombia are not very tall. When girls have are going out with someone who is shorter than them, they're like, oh, I can't wear heels, or they say like, oh, your boyfriend's like your purse. So it's so stupid. It just seems very unreasonable, but people do judge that a lot in Colombia. Like you have to be tall. Yeah.
So what's your ideal? What type of guy would you like to date with?
Typically,
Yeah.
I like dark hair, and I don't like ginger hair.
It's beautiful!
No, but I would never be able to date a ginger.
Why?
Because, and this is bad. Growing up, I've got teased so much from my hair,
Okay.
and if I went out with a ginger guy, A, people would think we were siblings, and B, they would shout out of their vans. They would be like, Weasleys, Weasleys, like from Harry Potter.
Oh my god.
100%. And then you're almost guaranteed to have ginger children, so I would then become the Weasleys, and I can't deal with that. And I'm just not attracted to ginger guys, and I'm not sure if the reason I'm not typically attracted to blonde guys is because subconsciously I don't want to have ginger children. But I feel bad for ginger guys, but I also am not attracted to them. So I can see why.
That's
But yeah, that's my
interesting.
controversial. So, but dark hair, but I've always liked dark hair more. And like, yeah.
One really big, like, important thing for me is just a person who's genuine. So, what? Is that not how you say it?
It is. It's the fact that I've just gone really superficial suddenly, and then you're like, it's inside.
I just really struggle with people who try to like put on like an appearance or try to put on like this particular, so you feel like how they act is a performance and they're not really being honest. And like, of course you change when you're with your parents and when you're with your friends and when you're with your partner, but for example around their partners they change completely and they act like maybe super quiet or super shy, like all these things. Or when they're with their parents they're like this person, and then when they're with you they're completely different. So I think one big thing for me is like, for example, how people behave with people who are serving them. So for example, when someone goes to a nice restaurant and they pretend they're like the queen, and it's like I can go to all the nice restaurants I want, but I'm still like messy and loud. I'm gonna treat everyone like shit, and can I not say that? Well, I've seen men who treat their mothers or their sisters awful, and they just see them as like women who have no worth. So that tells you how they're gonna see you if something doesn't go right. That's when you see the real side of people.
So what about you then?
You know, I focus on what you two are mentioning about this topic, so I'm going to probably cut this part out. But why I love you, Emily, because you, like she said, you behave like they're always the same. You don't try to hide your character, your personality to friends or your family or any other people. That's why you're all friends like her, Camila, love, and me love you.
Oh, thank you everyone. I think the same about you.
I love you. Oh, Camila,
Yeah.
could you turn face? So what about you, Emily? When you studied abroad in America, did you find any culture shocks?
I hadn't appreciated how annoying American people can be. When we were studying abroad, because we were living in iHouse, which is international house, and it meant that most of our friends were international and not actually American. So I think my biggest culture shock wasn't a culture shock, but I was surprised at how somehow I had a group of friends from all over the world. I can only do the fortune cookies.
Oh, fortune cookies!
Not fortune cookies, what are they called?
Yeah, I know.
What are they called?
In Colombia they're called pica pica.
There's only one bad one. Because the bad one is really bad, so I mean.
Okay.
Okay, so your options are Princess Mononoke, Kiki's Delivery Service, Spirited Away, or My Neighbor Totoro.
I would pick My Neighbor Totoro.
Okay. My Neighbor Totoro. Okay, 8, 3, 4, or 7?
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 5, or 6?
2.
You will win the lottery.
Oh!
You will eat a really nice sandwich tomorrow.
Ah! It's your turn.
Oh yeah, okay. Right.
1, 2, 5, 6.
1.
So you said there's only one thing that very bad thing.
Yeah,
but
and I
right.
forgot and I wrote that first. I'm gonna fail at life.
We will not
Don't bother buying any lottery tickets, you won't win. So.
We're gonna go like this first.
That's it.
Level
4.
Hold on 1 second.
Let me help you.
No. Excuse me.
Oh!
I think that's pretty good.
Hey, you see?
Yay!
Yay! So what's
Very
his
cool.
name?
This is Lisa.
Lisa
This is Marty.
and
And that's Steve.
Steve. Oh.